Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're looking for a dog trainer in West Palm Beach, right? It can feel like there are a million options out there. We're going to cut through all that noise today and give you a really clear, step-by-step guide to find the perfect match for you and your best friend.
You know, living with a dog here in West Palm Beach is just awesome. But let's be real, it's a busy place. You've got the packed sidewalks, all the outdoor cafes, the waterfront pads, and that means our dogs need a certain set of skills. So let's figure out how to find the kind of training that'll help your dog handle it all with confidence. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with what training in West Palm really means, then talk about finding the right training philosophy. After that, we'll look at the different formats, what it all costs and what to ask, and finally, how to practice everything right here in the city. Okay, first things first, we need to figure out what success even looks like here. I mean, a well-behaved dog in West Palm needs some very specific skills to really thrive with the energy of our city.
And I'm not just talking about being able to sit and stay in your living room. Think bigger. We're talking about your dog being able to walk past all those crowds on Clematis Street without getting stressed. Or ignoring that piece of food someone dropped on a patio. That's the stuff that really lets you both enjoy living here.
So, how do we get there? Well, it all comes down to the trainer's philosophy. And trust me, this isn't some small detail, it's everything. It's the foundation of their whole approach, and it really does make all the difference.
You know, pretty much all modern experts agree on this one. Positive reinforcement is the way to go. It's not just about, being nice to your dog. It's actually a science-backed method. It builds trust, it makes learning fun for them, and honestly, it just leads to better, more reliable results in the long run.
Okay, look at all those letters. Don't worry, you absolutely do not need to memorize these. The big idea here is that when you see certifications like these, it's a good sign. It tells you that a trainer has invested in their education and that they're committed to using modern, science-based methods. That's what you want.
All right, so we've talked about the how. Now let's get into the what. What does training actually look like? There are a few different formats, and the right one really just depends on you, your dog, and what you're trying to achieve. This is kind of the classic choice, right? In-home training versus group classes. So, if you're working on stuff that happens at home, like say your dog goes nuts when the doorbell rings, then in-home is probably your best bet. But if you need your dog to learn how to focus around other dogs and people, well, a group class is the perfect place for that.
And hey, there are other options too. You've got private lessons for that super customized one-on-one help. There's also day training, which is great if your schedule is packed. And for really big training goals, a board and train program can offer a totally immersive experience.
Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We need to talk about two really practical things: what this is all going to cost and what you absolutely need to ask a trainer before you hire them.
So what should you actually expect to pay for dog training around here? Knowing the typical costs is just smart. It helps you compare your options and find something great that actually fits your budget so there are no surprises down the line.
So here's a general breakdown of what you might see. As you can tell, group classes are usually the most budget-friendly way to start. Then as you get into more personalized stuff like private lessons or a full in-home package, the price goes up. And of course, board and train is the biggest investment. This should give you a pretty good idea of what to plan for.
All right, this is your checklist. Before you commit to anyone, you've got to ask these questions. You want to know their methods, see their credentials, and hear exactly how they'll tailor a plan for your dog. Oh, and definitely ask about homework, because honestly, the work you do between sessions, that's where the real magic happens.
Okay, last section. Let's talk about practice, because once the training session is over, that's not the end of it. That's actually when the real work begins, taking those new skills and applying them out in the real world, right here in our city.
You know, being a good dog owner also means being a good neighbor. And that means knowing the local rules. Simple stuff, like the fact that dogs need to be on a leash that's 6 feet or shorter in public areas, or making sure their county license is up to date. It just helps keep everyone safe and happy.
So where can you go to practice? We've got some great spots around here. You could head to a dog park like Okeechobee to work on their recall in a fenced area. Or, for practicing leash skills, a nice walk on the trails at John D. MacArthur Beach State Park is perfect.
And really, this says it all. There's no single magic trick. Real success is a mix of good planning, using humane methods that work, and just being consistent with your practice out in the world. That's the formula.
And that's really what this is all about. When you have a well-trained dog, your world just opens up. You can take a peaceful walk downtown, you can relax at a cafe, you can do so much more together. We wish you the very best of luck in your search,
and in all the amazing things you're going to do with your dog, around town, at home, and with all your friends and family.